Right, 17 November 2025, and today I'm excited to be giving you one of the most interesting updates on one of the most important dates in Zimbabwe. So 17 November is a very important day in the calendar of Zimbabwe. So today is the coldest day in Johannesburg. There is what we call severe weather. In fact, across the whole of South Africa, there's what we call severe weather. And I do not know what is going to happen today with Nyoka Mabunu's case, because it's actually impossible to move around due to the weather that we have today. So it's windy, it's raining, and in areas like Cape Town, I believe that it's actually quite difficult to maneuver. So Nyoka Mabunu is supposed to appear in court today, and let's see if they are going to allow court to proceed today. But let's go to the news. So I try to give you as much news as possible in the morning and as little opinions as possible. Let's start with what's happening this morning. We're expecting Temba Mliswa to release more details on what he calls Chiwenga's corruption. Yesterday, Temba Mliswa visited Mnangagwa at his farm. So Temba Mliswa was at Mnangagwa's farm yesterday. And after this visit, so you can see Temba Mliswa here with a number of other people. And after this visit, he announced that he's going to make an announcement on Chiwenga. So I don't believe that Temba Mliswa has got any groundbreaking announcements, because he already promised us so many times that he's going to speak on Chiwenga, but he's failed to speak. He had said he's got 2 more episodes, but those episodes have not come. So you can see here Temba Mliswa speaking. So let me show you what he said here yesterday.
Icho. First of all, congratulations to Scotland Football Club, Maviravira. Aiwa, kunoku Maviravira futi. I just want to let you know that I will be exposing something tomorrow, something that talks to corruption, something that involves the Honorable Vice President, retired General Chiwenga.
Okay, so he says he's going to be exposing something that relates to Chiwenga, and he is doing this sitting on Mnangagwa's sofa. So you can see that he's at Mnangagwa's house when he says this. I do not know what is the end game of what he's doing, but clearly it has something to do with what is happening with Chaguri. As I said to you last week, there has been a decision not to go to 2030. So Mnangagwa has once again refused to go to 2030. He has explained to the guys that he is no longer strong enough to go to 2030. That is why you see Chaguri going around and trying to campaign. So Chaguri is campaigning with Mahia, with Chinamasa, with Chivayo, all these guys, because Mnangagwa said he's not strong enough to run for another term. So he doesn't want to do 2030. You're going to see an announcement to that effect very soon, that Mnangagwa will not be pushing for 2030 because he's not strong enough to go for another term. So this is now another approach with Temba Mliswa supposed to produce something that will eventually lead to the dismissal of Chiwenga. I don't think they'll manage. The matrix and the strength of Chiwenga is too much for these guys. Yeah, Chiwenga is just too strong. And I hope that whatever it is, I'll be here in the morning to show you when Temba Mliswa produces whatever he wants to produce. But given what he's done in the past, I don't see what else he can produce that can be that bad. It is probably just another thing that is going to produce that we don't know, but I don't see it as something that can destroy Chiwenga. So let's see what happens this morning. I'll be here to give you an update on what is going to happen when Temba Mliswa does speak. Now let's quickly go through the news. We're going to start, as I said, with Nyoka Mabunu appearing in court. This is very important Today, we're hoping that what has been announced is going to come to pass, which is the apology by Nyoka Mabunu to Mnangagwa. I've spoken to multiple people, and they say that today Nyoka Mabunu is going to make a statement in court. So not to the court, but he's going to make an announcement to the guys who will be at the court, and that will be broadcast. As soon as that is published, I'll bring it to you so that you can hear what it is that he's saying. So Nyoka Mabunu has been in jail for way over 6 months now. He's been in jail for way over 6 months. Since he was arrested, he has never been charged. So Nyoka Mabunu has not been charged with the fraud. The person that says he sold him sofas has never been brought to court. Nyoka Mabunu has only applied for bail, after which there was postponement upon postponement with no actual charges brought against him. Today, he's going to be facing the fraud charge, and then at the end of this month, he's going to be facing the extradition charge. So I hope that the Prosecutor General of Zimbabwe does withdraw the charges, because if he apologizes, then it becomes a political case. Nyoka Mabunu gets released in South Africa. He then travels back to Zimbabwe. On arrival in Zimbabwe, they will then try him there if they want to try him. But I don't think they will need to try him, because the extradition charge will fall away if he's in Zimbabwe. The fraud charge is not a fraud charge. As I have explained to you, it means nothing. And Nyoka Mabunu will be a free man, but he will have to join ZANU PF. That is what I can see happening over there. And then the Mnangagwa bus accident, which I explained yesterday, there was a Mnangagwa bus accident. This bus was traveling, my understanding is that from Harare to Cape Town. Initially, I said from Cape Town to Harare, but I've now been told that this bus was actually traveling from Harare to Cape Town. This bus crashed, and a number of people have died. So far, 3 people's pictures have been posted who have passed away. I do not know if these are the only people that have passed away, but 3 people have been published as having passed away in that accident. Last night at 8:15, that is when the accident happened at Rutenga. And then we are looking at President Hakainde Hichilema has published the arrival of Donald Trump Jr. in Zambia. Donald Trump Jr. is currently on a private visit. And my understanding is that he might also come to Zimbabwe if it allows, if time permits, but that will be a private visit. But I understand that Mnangagwa has indicated that he would want Donald Trump Jr. to talk to him if he does arrive in Zimbabwe. So this is very interesting. Zambia, in terms of tourism, is big, it's huge. And they do have the Victoria Falls in Zambia. So let's see what happens. I hope that Donald Trump Jr. will arrive at Vic Falls. It's probably one of the things that no one can come to Zambia and Zimbabwe and not do. So let's see what happens with Donald Trump Jr. Very interesting to see him coming to Zambia. And as I said, most likely to Zimbabwe. Then when it comes to trending news, a Zimbabwean man, John Mbariro, is trending. And many people are looking for his number after he announced that he's got a cure or a herb that cures every single disease, including HIV. He says that if you take that herb, you become negative. So many people are looking for him, and it appears a lot of people have been looking for his number and going to him. You can go and look at Slime Media. He gave an interview yesterday, and he said he was given this herb by his late grandfather. So go check it out. These things do come up once in a while. But John Bariro, or Sekuru John Bariro, appears to have attracted so much attention. As he said, his herb is so powerful that if he's got herbs, like if an animal is bitten by a snake today and it dies, after 3 days, he can give that, or he can rub that herb, and the animal will revive or come back up. So go and check out that herb. I do not know what to make of it, but I'm going to talk to Slime Media, the guys at Slime Media today, and see if I can get my guys to go over and we'll do some tests. So we want to see if it's real or not. So I'll talk to the guys at Slide Media and we'll see if this is real or not. As you're aware, we do have guys who move around with the Slide Media guys, so it will be easy for us to do this. And then in terms of business, as I've been saying to you over the past few months, South Africa is going through one of the strangest periods you have ever seen in business. So people are moving away from business. They are not investing in any productive sectors. They are currently only investing in assets. So people are buying shares, they are buying gold, they're buying houses. So if an assets in South Africa, these are skyrocketing in price. And what has happened at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is crazy. This year alone, 5 trillion has arrived or has gotten into the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is going higher and higher every day as people pile into assets, into gold, into houses, just like what happened in the past in Zimbabwe. You know that there was a period when there was no production at all, and people just go into financial assets. So this is what is happening. Yesterday, in fact, on Friday, the JSE was at 112,000, and that is one of the biggest or highest levels that it has gotten into. And this comes as the economy is becoming very difficult, especially if you're into business. It's very difficult to run a business in South Africa. But if you go into assets, you do very well. 55% jump in the stock exchange this year. That is crazy. If you put 1 billion, it means you've made 500 million in 1 year without lifting a finger. While you're sleeping at the beach, you make that much money. So that is what is happening at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Crazy period in South Africa at the JSE. That is unheard of what is happening this year. And I don't know if the Zimbabwean guys are getting those numbers. 5 trillion into the market, including foreigners, are coming onto the Johannesburg Stock Exchange just to speculate. Okay, let's go into the news. We're going to go into H Metro newspaper. So as you're aware, Tagwire is doing very, very well. Tagwire is going all over the country, holding rallies. Yesterday he had 26,000 people at an inter-district meeting. And this is becoming some sort of spectacle. I don't know what they're trying to do, but whatever they're doing is like a rally. And Tagwire is bringing artists, they are singing, they're jumping around. And it's not clear what exactly they're doing. Okay. Chief Seke, obviously always in the news, he is expressing a point here and saying that the tragedy of 17 July, sorry, not 17 July, let's see what date that was. So where 17 members of the community lost their lives, on 17 members in July, not 17 July, on Seke Road. So they commemorated that here. And then let's see what else I can give you. Jaya Preza breaks Joburg records. So they're saying here he had a lot of people. I don't think these are records. I can assure you, I've gone to a Beyonce Knowles show and the whole stadium was full. So probably records for Zimbabwe. Let's go. What else? Let's see what else is here in this newspaper. There's a lot. So you can go and look at Macheso's hairstyle. Macheso's daughter, Stacy, made him get a new hairstyle. And it's trending. So that's Macheso, Mdara Macheso over here. Very, very interesting hairstyle. And then let's go to the Chronicle newspaper. In the Chronicle newspaper, we've got a crisis today. So there's a man called Christopher Dube. He is the town clerk of Bulawayo. So last week, he had a meeting with Mayor David Coltart, and he is demanding that his term be extended to 2030. So Christopher Dube should have left in 2017 as town clerk. His term was extended up to this year. It's ending at the end of this month, November. He's refusing to leave. He wants to leave in 2030. And David Coulthard had a meeting with him at which it was agreed that 1 more year will be added to his term. And then there will be a legal opinion to say if he can go to 2030. This man should have left. I do not know why they're keeping him as the town clerk of Bulawayo. He should have left. Town clerks are only supposed to serve 2 terms. But he wants to go all the way to 2030. It's crazy and unbelievable. And I hope that they sort it out and get him out. He's the most highly paid person at the Bulawayo City Council. And I believe that they need a new person, new blood to improve the Bulawayo City Council. Then let's go to Herald newspaper. I want to now look at the Herald newspaper. So today is 17th. Let's see if they've got a new version. Yes, they do have a new version. So I'm going to show you the Herald newspaper here. And in the Herald, it says, SADC Vice Chair named in 2 weeks. So the SADC has begun consultation for the Vice Chairman position, with the regional bloc expected to announce the appointment soon. SADC member states are in the process of identifying the Vice Chair in line with the communique released after the recent virtual SADC Extraordinary Summit of Zimbabwe of head of states. So I believe that Mnangagwa might end up as vice chair again. That is what I believe. Or they might have to find someone else. But it's possible that Mnangagwa can become vice chair of SADC once again. Remember, South Africa is acting chair. So they might have to move back and say Zimbabwe takes over the vice chairmanship and South Africa becomes the chair. It's quite possible for them to do that. And then Chiwenga has made an announcement. There will be a new e-passport center in Botswana starting next year. So that was Chiwenga over here. And as I said, a big show by Tagwiri. Tagwiri doing so well in terms of his meetings. Don't take this for granted. He's set to build a multi-million-dollar complex. Let's see what this is going to be. At Badast Market in Hatcliffe. So that is what he's promising. What I don't like about Tagwiri, so let me tell you about Tagwiri's campaign strategy. What I see as the weakness of Tagwiri, he does not have a compelling plan or an offering. No one can say what Tagwiri is offering. What will be different under Tagwiri that Mnangagwa was not already doing. So he goes to a place and is like a sugar daddy. He gives stuff. Says, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that. That is for today. What am I going to eat tomorrow? So that's what a sugar daddy does. A sugar daddy will give you something today or something for tomorrow or pay your rent, but he will never empower you. How is Tagwiri going to empower people? That is lacking. So if you are looking at Tagwiri, you can clearly see that he's got no plan. So he's got no plan on what to do. So he doesn't know what to do. Right. SA bus crash, 6 miners to be repatriated. So let's see, I'm not displaying here. So 6 miners will be repatriated from the bus crash that happened last month. And then let's see what else is there. Zim Papers is looking for a chief financial officer. Big position. If you get this job, you'll be on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, one of the top positions. So apply here at the Zimbabwe Papers, Zim Papers. So it's HQ recruitments at zimpapers.co.zw. I'll put this advert for you on Gambakwe. Yesterday, people were very excited about the positions that I talked about. That is the tourism attaché in Canada, in Australia, in Turkey, and in Russia. So you can go to gambakwe.com, you'll be able to see those positions that were put up there yesterday. And then if you're a pedestrian, don't use headphones on the road. You will die. So there are 2 things you should never do in Zimbabwe. And I repeat them every single day. Don't drive after 6 p.m. on Zimbabwean roads. You will die. Don't use headphones when you're driving you will die. Those are the two things that you should know. And don't say I didn't tell you, because Zimbabwe is a different country. The roads are very bad, and the drivers are also very bad. But if you add the dark, make it dark, so many people die. Whenever I drive from Bulawayo to Harare, the most accidents happen from Norton. When you get to Norton all the way to Harare, the majority of accidents happen there. When you're going to Bulawayo, when you get to Shangani and you're going to Bulawayo, most accidents happen there. That is because people travel there when it's dark. And if you don't listen to what I'm saying now, and in December, you plan a journey so that you move at night, you see what will happen. Okay, I think that is done here. Delta has got a big jump in revenue, 32%. Okay, Zimbabwe, a big loss, 50 million. They are dumping money, like, don't put money into OK Zimbabwe. It's bad. So OK Zimbabwe is crashing. And then Econet revenue up by 35%. As I said, Econet doing well, but reporting in Zig, making it difficult for us to understand what's going on. Then let's go to the Star. The Star newspaper is leading with the story of Trump not coming to G20. However, China has also announced that they're not coming to G20. Russia is also not coming to G20. That's my understanding. So this G20 is going to be one of the most difficult for South Africa. But they are cleaning up so well. If I get an opportunity, I'll show you all the cleaning that's taking place. It's amazing. And then Andrew Chauke, the man who is being talked about throughout South Africa, this is his face. So this man is being talked about as one of the most, what can I say, corrupt people. So go check it out in the Star newspaper. You can also see the inquiry which was done last week in Parliament. And then let's see the markets. Ratings agents see South Africa's medium-term growth rebounding to above 1.5%. And then Gold Rush Holdings gears up for National Lottery. Legal challenges loom over award. So this lottery of South Africa is worth 70 billion. So that's real money over here. And there was a big thing regarding the award of this license. Okay, I think we've covered most of the newspapers. What have I left out? I've covered all the newspapers. I've covered Business Day. I've covered the Star. I've covered Herald, Chronicle, and also I've covered H Metro. Now let's go to our people on Facebook. Tonight we're going to be with President Monzora. President Monzora of the MDC is going to come here and explain the process of going to Congress. As you are aware, he was blocked from going into Harvest House, and want to see what he's going to say tonight about going into Congress. So we've had a lot of the guys coming here, but MDC, an important party, if MDC is organized, they can win elections in Zimbabwe. If they go to Congress and get a leadership, the majority of the people who are MDC will come back to MDC. That name is big, and it's just a matter of how they've mismanaged the party's image, not the party itself. The image of the MDC has been mismanaged. If you bring the MDC back today, all the structures are still there. They just need good leadership. They need to follow their constitution, and they're going to do so well. They'll have all the people back in the party. People will go back over there. Now let's look at important stuff, which is social media. And you can see that Gilbert Nyamanindi here, or the Nyati family, have made an announcement. You can go and check out their new video, Nyati and My Nyati official video. She's pregnant once again, so you can go and check it out over here. Then let's go to our actual people, Madam Boss. Madam Boss is one of our people, so let's go over here. And she's saying, silent but the president speaks. The real boss lady. Look at her. She's amazing, always on top. And she is in my favorite hotel in Cape Town. Over here, go check it out. That's Madam Boss in Cape Town. And then let's see if she did anything else there. I think she was on the streets of Cape Town. No makeup challenge. I don't like it. I don't like no makeup challenge. I like makeup. Do makeup, please, Madam Boss. Don't do no makeup challenge. So as I said, always the best. Look at that dress. It reminds me of something. Let's go to Minnie. Minnie's done a great job after donating wheelchairs. I don't think she published today. I cannot see any new posts here. And then let's go to Shido Sanyatwe, the woman with the best hair ever. She has not published anything new here. So that is the politics of economics. That is what she's saying here. And then let's go to President Hakainde Hichilema. President Hakainde Hichilema is obviously talking about the arrival of Donald Trump Jr. on a private visit. And then let's look at President Dumaboko. President Dumaboko, he's got the best page in terms of pictures. I think he's got a whole bunch of people doing this. Ratsamela Honeho. I don't know what this means. Tokyo Modiso of the UDC has hit the winning number in the Halahadi South by-election. The final declaration still come, but victory is certain. So you can see how they're doing. 5,900 compared to 3,400. UDC still winning elections. Good job, President Dumaboko. 1 million followers on Facebook. Did you know that President Hakainde Hichilema is the president with the most followers in Africa? So he's got so many followers on Facebook because he's always posting. Let's see Hopo what he's saying. Hopo, most of the time is on point, but Anomborasika. What nonsense is this, Uganda? So he posts so much, Hopo, like almost every hour or so. He posts, but sometimes he gets it wrong, especially on Zimbabwean politics. When we did the challenge at the Constitutional Court, he totally got it wrong. But most of the time, he's on point. Let's go to x.com, and we're going to look at Chamisa. Chamisa has posted an old picture of himself, and I want to show you the severe weather. So you see what's happening on this screen. There is water almost taking away homes. There's so much rain, and it's a good thing because they get to clean up. This place is so dirty, so they get to clean up. Let's see Nelson Chamisa, what he said today. Nelson Chamisa has posted a picture of himself with Jangaja. So Chamisa, my homeboy, Jangaja, my homeboy, Jangaja from my house, it's like 10 minutes walk. And then a white boy, Tembo over here, and yours, I don't know who the other guy is at the end, but that is Chamisa over there. And let's see how many people are watching. 70,000 people looking at that picture. People like it when Chamisa talk about politics. Let's look at First Lady of Zimbabwe. That is Amamoyo. Ariere Amamoyo. First Lady Zimbabwe. Aripi Panombona ere Amamoyo. So let's see where is she today. Has she posted anything? No, something's wrong. 5 November. That is when she last posted. Something's wrong. Panambona ere Auxilia Amana. Something is wrong. Auxilia is missing. And then let's go to I want to look at, there's someone I'm missing here. Opa Mchinguri. Wakadzoka ere ku Algiers. So she went to Algiers, and that was 14 November. She hasn't posted since. And then President of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa, he posts on Twitter a lot. So President of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa, he posts on Twitter a whole lot. Let's see what he's posting today. Follow these accounts. Mnangagwa must use more of these platforms. He is not using them enough. He posts one picture, and that is that. He doesn't do much. So he last posted on 15 November. If you look at President Hakainde Hichilema, almost every few hours, there's a new post over there. He informs the population. You know that most people don't have a TV, so they need to see what the president is doing online. And that is not being done by Mnangagwa. As you are aware, Job Scholar has gone on leave. So Job Scholar has gone on leave. I don't know for how long, and is appointed an acting person to run his NDWG. So NDWG is made an announcement yesterday that Job Scholar was on leave, and someone else is going to be running the NDWG. So you can go over there and look. As you can see, they are doing events. So we're mobilizing in Zimbabwe. So they're mobilizing over here in Zimbabwe. Very small group. These guys will never launch anything. So they will always talk about it. That is Tendai Biti and Job Scala. They have to find a way of coming back and launching with other people. Probably go back into the old MDC where there is a likelihood that they can contest. Because what has happened is that anyone can now come back to MDC. So Biti can come back, Monzora can come back, Chamisa can come back. It's now open. When the new Congress comes up, all these guys can come back. They are able to do it. Let's look at the comments. Sabuk, you must know that in Kulumani people would expose his unpopularity. Guys, don't talk about past. Gambakwe is out of politics. Zvakapera sesipo yegesha. Shita imimi. Vapana vanogona. Gambakwe chicken out of Kulumani, never. You know that Gweru is doing, he paid more money to report lies to us. Never. I've never been paid by anybody. And guys, stop theories. Just accept what I told you. You are a sellout. Yes, I'm a sellout. So what? So who said making an announcement means apologizing to Mnangagwa? He said it. It was said that he's going to apologize. Where is that video? The problem is you guys don't listen to me. There was an announcement that Munu is going to apologize to Mnangagwa by the anti-presidential criticism group. Unfortunately, I don't have that video, but today we are going to hear what Nyoka Bunu is going to say. So it's going to happen. It's not me. I don't have any relationship with Nyoka Bunu. I'm not in his team. I'm not having lawyers with him. You will hear it from General Stole. General Stole will be able to tell you what is going to happen. And then, obviously, as I said, M31 is gone. Nothing of M31. If you go now and say Google, it's like it never happened. You will never see anything on M31 again. That period is over because, as I announced yesterday, we were not structured in a way that I felt would succeed. So our structure did not support our objectives. Remember what I said. That is why we dissolved the M31. And I cannot do something that will eventually lead to nothing. One thing about me, I'm always going to be honest with you. One of the biggest things is the funding. So there's very little funding in the politics of Zimbabwe. We need the opposition to be properly funded and properly structured. Otherwise, we'll never win elections. And I can tell you, there's no one with as much reach as myself. If I do something today, it will reach everybody. And that means I've got a platform. Imagine for a person with no platform trying to launch a party. It's very difficult. It needs a lot of money. And that is to mobilize people, to put up the structures, and even to get proper leadership. It's extremely difficult. But for someone like me, it's extremely easy. I can wake up tomorrow and say, I'm an independent candidate. It will still happen. But I can assure you that that period is over of me being in politics. Obviously, our office is now functional in Harare. So you should be aware that we are going to be introducing more things in Harare. And that is because our office in Harare is now functional. So let's look at an announcement here in Bulawayo. So in Gweru, I apologize. The doctors in Gweru have removed a nail, that nail there, from the head of a man. And that man is called Leviticus. So one of the most difficult operations have taken place in Zimbabwe today. So it has been announced that this man has had a nail. So I think his baby was playing with a gun, something like that, a nail gun, and popped him on the head with that nail gun, resulting in that nail being over there. I apologize. Something appears to have happened to me on the screen here. Let's put back the pic. Okay, put it back and then take it back. Still nothing. Okay. Now let's go to our sponsor. Mve. So today is a Monday. Here is Mve. 2 packets. So you buy one, you get one free. If you're in the UK, if you're in Zimbabwe, you buy 1 packet for half price. So that is our special for November, Black Friday special. And what I would like to do, I'm giving you these numbers. So go to our Facebook page. You will see the numbers there. Buy yourself a packet. Extremely powerful herb. This one. Every man must have this herb. You cannot be without a herb. Uno tongwa nema salad. So if you don't have it, it's your own problem. Get it from Gambakwe is the original thing. Your mve should never leak. It should never have an open space. You should not be able to open it like this because it's a powerful herb. It should be totally sealed at the factory and it should not be open at all. And get it from Gambakwe only. That is the place to get it. And then starting tomorrow, we've got a new sponsor. That is forensics. We're going to have a forensics company which is sponsoring us. So if someone has stolen from you, if you've got a missing child, if you've got an accident which needs to be investigated, so you're a big insurance company, you've got an accident that needs to be investigated. As I said, if you've got someone missing and they disappeared, if you need a private investigator, you must WhatsApp me on this number. We're going to put you in touch. The investigators who are in this company have done some of the biggest cases in Zimbabwe, including fires, disappearances, thefts at companies. If you think that people are stealing from your company, WhatsApp that number. We're going to put you in touch with the guys, and then we're going to have the website up. They're going to be able to have the website up by the end of the week. I've convinced them to have a website. There are guys who don't use websites. If you want any other services to do with security, and particularly forensics, and you're not sure, go to those guys. They'll point you in the right direction. Very experienced guys who know what they're doing. And then let's see what else is here. Just continue with the politics is not for the weak-hearted. Yes, you're correct. Gambakwe, so the truth is no one associated with you on politics. No. Let's see someone say something about Taguri. Let's see someone say about Taguri. All right. What does it say about Taguri? Taguri is going to plan. Taguri cannot win an election. It's not possible. You will see what I'm talking about. He does not have a plan. If he has a plan, or if the plan was going to win. But if ZANU fails Taguri, they are going to lose. Any opposition candidate can beat Taguri because he's trying to hand out money. Handing out money won't work as a strategy to win elections. He's going to lose until he has a plan. So, of course, there are many people. He's got money. He can buy other people to give him a plan. But currently, the way he's going, it's not going to end well. Before I go, let's go to Temba Mliswa and see if he has published while I was talking. As I said, I don't think Temba Mliswa will produce anything of value. I think if you look at someone like General Chiwenga, I think he's generally clean. I don't think he's as dirty as he's being called by Mliswa. If Mliswa wanted to fight corruption, there are other people that will be fighting, not Chiwenga. I don't think Chiwenga is that dirty to the point where he's got weeks and weeks of being called names. So I think Mliswa needs to really bring something here. Currently, he's got nothing. I've not seen anything of value or anything that can make me say, oh, by the way, General is dirty. I don't think Chiwenga has been smeared. It's like those guys who come out and try to smear campaign Gambakwe. Don't work. General Vakachena, Vakachena General, he's not dirty, and his wife is doing a great job. So let's see what he's going to come up with. I don't think Mliswa has got anything. He's just talking, and people are going to start ignoring him if he continues with his fake revelations. These are fake. I'll be sitting right here and we'll see. Do you realize that your views are dropping? Lies are you doing? Stop lying, Mkoma. My videos are the most watched videos in Zimbabwe. I've got 3 platforms. Right now, I'm live on 3 platforms. And we've got, by the end of the day, come back, we always get the same numbers. There's no day when Gambakwe doesn't get 100,000 views. That is how I'm able to not go to work. Have you ever seen me going to work? Like, ever. So, what are you talking about? All right. So, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. It's been amazing. And I would like to hope that we'll be back here within a short while. If Temba doesn't publish by 12, it's a waste of our time once again. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And a good day to you all. Last time, guys. Last time I'm gonna not do this song again after this.